Special Forces or Special Operations Forces are elite military units trained to carry out specialized missions. These soldiers are prepared to operate in extreme environments, even those that put their lives at risk. But what if we put Special Forces to the test in a very different arena, say an MMA cage match against another military unit like the Navy? So, who would come out on top in a battle like that? This video will reveal who the winner is. Just for your information, the ones wearing blue pants are from the Navy, while the Special Forces team is dressed in black pants. As the fight begins, the Navy team quickly applies pressure and manages to land a punch on the Special Forces unit. In the next moment, the Special Forces try to strike back, but the Navy team is just incredibly fast. Not long after, the Navy team manages to land another hit. However, this time, the Special Forces are able to counter the attack quite effectively. In the end, the referee declares the Navy team as the winner of the match. In the next battle, the Navy team will face off against the Army team. So this time, who will come out on top? At the beginning of the fight, both teams seemed evenly matched. Both the Navy and the Army fighters clearly had solid skills and were holding their own. After exchanging punches and dodging attacks for a while, the Navy fighter managed to land a clean hit to the back of the Army fighter's head, immediately following up with a powerful uppercut. The fight really started to heat up when the Navy fighter locked the Army fighter in a headlock. The turning point came when the Navy fighter landed another solid punch, this time directly to the opponent's face, knocking him down to the ground. This time, things are a bit different from the previous video. The Russian Special Forces will go head-to-head with a muscular MMA fighter. No need to wait, let's dive right into the action. During the sparring match, the MMA fighter suddenly tried to lock up the Russian Special Forces opponent. But of course, these soldiers are well trained to handle quick attacks like that. Not long after, the first soldier was replaced by another. Unfortunately, this one was taken down with ease. But it didn't stop there. Another Russian Special Forces member stepped in to challenge the MMA fighter. However, due to the fighter's strength and muscle power, it looked like he was nearly unstoppable. That is, until a moment came when the Russian Special Forces member managed to get a solid lock on the MMA fighter, forcing him to tap out and admit defeat. In the next match, an MMA fighter is challenged by a Navy soldier. But surprisingly, the outcome was far beyond what the audience expected. Refusing to be outdone, the Navy soldier stepped up his game and launched a series of aggressive attacks, managing to corner the MMA fighter at the edge of the ring. But in an unexpected twist, the MMA fighter turned the tables. He landed a powerful punch that sent the Navy soldier crashing down. In the end, the Navy soldier had no choice but to accept defeat after a brutal blow from the MMA fighter landed square on his face. What happens when a street fighter goes up against a soldier from the Navy unit? Who's gonna come out on top?
I can watch it. I'm good, bro. Okay. Go to the other fight, Dad. Over fight, go. Go to the other fight, Dad. Over fight.
And with just that one move, the street fighter decides to tap out, giving the Navy soldier a quick and decisive victory.
What's happening?
That's it.
A short but intense fight breaks out in this moment as a UFC fighter is challenged to face off against a Navy soldier. But who takes the win? At first, the Navy soldier tries to take the fight to the ground, but it turns out to be much harder than expected. Instead, the UFC fighter turns the tide, locking in a submission hold that forces the Navy soldier to tap out and admit defeat. In the next moment, a welterweight UFC fighter is challenged to a fight against a U.S. Special Forces soldier. But the outcome is truly shocking. What happens when a boxer goes up against a Navy soldier? What could possibly unfold? Well, this video has the answer. In fact, one solid punch from the Navy soldier was enough to knock the boxer down onto the sand. Soon after, the Navy soldier managed to secure the perfect position to lock in a submission hold, this time ending the match against the boxer.